How you woofin doing? It's Jake the Dog here, and in today's video, I'm gonna be unpacking the KvK drama that is happening in 254's Heroic Anthem KvK. I was streaming me hunting the Marauders, and many people were asking me how are the sides gonna be looking like. How is the KvK going to play out? And that is where all this drama is about. The last time I made a drama video, it blew up and I hardly had any context, and this time I believe I have almost all the context of the situation, so we're gonna be unpacking all of that in this video. If you enjoy these KvK drama videos, please consider slapping that like button, subscribing, and putting on post notifications so you can always stay tuned. So let's head straight into this. As we can see from our map, 254 is one of 3 Imperium kingdoms in this pop-up. However, in the kingdoms linkings, you can see that all the camps have 2 kingdoms, whereas 254 only has 1 kingdom in it, being 254 alone. Going into this KvK, 254 wanted the best of the best fights we could get, as our past 2 KvKs have been very lackluster. So Luz, our Dibro leader, went straight into offering all the other camps and kingdoms. Hey, we will do a 1v3. That is the best hand we can give you guys to win this KvK. Yes, it might stink for win camp that they have to wait 30 days or however long it is to fight, but at least they would have the best chance of being victorious, and we could have a complete bloodbath of a Kingsland, as they could completely coordinate, and I believe they could truly dominate us, as in 254 we only have 4 main alliances, as you can see, with 2 additional academy alliances. So if you include our academy alliances, that is 6 alliances that we could fight with against the 6 of the kingdoms that we are fighting. There was no possible way 6 kingdoms don't have 6 alliances to combat us. So clearly the 1v6 was the best opportunity for them to win. However, Win did not like this at all, as they did not want to wait for the fights. And I heard that 306, which was Peak, our enemy from last KvK, is having a huge migration out of their kingdom, so Earth Camp is very weak. And on the other hand, Water was very transparent with us, so the cards then turned to Wind trying to turn the KvK into a 2v1v1, so then it would be a better situation for everyone in the best circumstances, where Water put themselves in a Dibro standpoint. But because 306 was, for some reason, doesn't want to fight us, however, they want to go full on head with Win and waste away in the zone 5. So sadly, that is the possibility that is gonna be happening in this KvK, that it's gonna be a complete free for all now, which would be the absolute worst scenario for these kingdoms to win, as they would deteriorate themselves and allow 254 to just sweep the map, as that's why we are offering a 1v3 in the first place, to give them the best opportunities of winning. I understand they want to have fights immediately, but you could just wait a little bit longer and we could have a long fledged out fight later down the road, even before Kingsland, as Win could help out during the Zone 6 invasion with their allies. Many people must be asking, what does this mean for 254, as this maybe a pushover KvK for us if it turns into it being a free for all KvK, but we have just the man to hear it from. Bunny himself says, "Oh guys and gals, here's my take on this crappy situation. So as you've seen, the other kingdoms are unwilling to take our 1v3 despite it being the best outcome. From my understanding, it is a combination of them not wanting the shame of losing a 6v1 and 2K not wanting to wait 40 days for fights. The likely result of this is the following. Water Camp is completely screwed and probably won't make it to Kingsland. Wind and Earth will likely deplete themselves before they make it to Kingsland for the reasons I discussed already. Unfortunately, given the state of future pops, this Heroic Anthem was still our best option as 365 had no interest in matching with us. Womp womp. And 96 wanting to take 4th pop on the premise that it is Strife of the 8, no guarantee to even get it there in that registration window. We also did not have enough kingdoms registered to go into Strife of the 8 without almost guaranteeing that we would get no match found. Do not be upset. This is a bad hand we've been dealt, but we've had worse in the past. The best thing we can do is see the KvK through, kill as much as we can, keep our power low by only training T4s. T4s can always be upgraded to T5 later and are worth less power from passive training / bastions, and holding back on the power gain as much as possible. As we are uncertain how much fights we will get this KvK, the decision on an Imperium drop will come later, but we have plenty of fresh blood that if we don't decide to drop, we can leverage ourselves into a massive KvK next time without any difficulties. Making a suicide crazy amounts in a bad KvK to drop Imperium is stupid, and we will not be doing that. However, minimizing our power gain / inflation and aiming to drop as much as we can with the fights we're given is realistic in this KvK so we can secure a drop the next time we go all in. Again, a decision on the Imperium drop will have to be made later in this KvK when we get an idea of what fights to expect. Be positive. It is still a positive KvK and we have 6 kingdoms we can kill. We will do everything we possibly can to put us at the center of fights this KvK. This is not a vacation KvK. You are all still expected to show up. In short, don't give up hope just yet. Make the most of it. Just because it isn't the massive KvK we hope for doesn't mean we can't have fun. There still will be fights. Keep your power low as much as you can and enjoy your holidays. This is unfortunately the most difficult KvK we can create given the circumstances, so next time we can only hope we get a real challenge or some big Imperiums that actually want to fight us show up. We won't let these kingdoms ruin our fun or stress us out. Make the most of the opportunities given and be ready to welcome better ones next KvK. So that is what it means for 254. Many people are asking me in stream why we are limiting our power growth, as I stated that, and this is why we most likely won't be able to drop Imperium after this KvK if we don't get crazy fights. So we need to maintain our power as much as possible by training T4s. Lastly, we're gonna go into how I personally feel about this. I can see where wind is coming from. 2001's fights. I heard they had a Desert Conquest KvK last time, so they don't want to wait around. But that was their choice. And speaking of choices, it was all these kingdoms' choices to sign up for this pop with us when 1254 was clearly registered for this pop from the get-go, and we made it announced, even was inviting kingdoms to come fight us. Let's make an interesting KvK here. So kingdoms had an opportunity to avoid us if they wished and didn't want this fight. I see that they don't want to wait the 40 days to fight, but when do you get an opportunity to fight a kingdom like 254 in a 1v6 situation where they are open to it with open arms, where 254 is in a very fragile spot right now, as although we have gained a ton of power, TR is almost at 16 billion power with our massive immigration after this past KvK. However, we have lots of new blood. We have 2 new players like Mr. Hope and Loudline. No offense to them, not saying they're good or bad, but have low alliance helps. They are new to Season of Conquest. They still have to prove themselves. We have new players in the kingdom that still have to prove themselves, that may not fit the criteria to be in 254. So this is truly the best time to take 254 on. And on the other hand, 254 is always weakened. 254 is always weakened after KvK. Everyone zeros themselves after every KvK. Everyone is always trying to recover after every KvK. If you can get any opportunity to take us in the best possibility, as the Imperium kingdoms are not even alone, they have additional kingdom in their camp to assist them. This is just the best time to take us head on. And speaking of Lion and Mr. Hope, they went crazy on the pre-KvK training too. I also wanted to say many people have been saying Luz did a bad job in diplomacy, have been flaming him. Although with the Bone Luz culture, Flame Luz culture, I believe he did the best he can to try to get us this 1v3 KvK, and there was no other way he could approach the situation. He opened it to them with open arms. Hey guys, like, this is what we want, best opportunity for you, and they want the fight sooner in Wind Camp. Irv doesn't want to fight us. I don't even understand that. And Water has been extremely transparent with us, which has been helpful, but that has gotten them basically kicked out of the aligned group between Wind and Earth. So Wind and Earth are gonna be fighting and depleting each other. Water sadly will struggle in this free-for-all situation, as they will have to deal with the full brunt of us if they decide to fight us, because Earth isn't going to be going after us, and fight whatever is left of Wind, as Wind will be a force to reckon with this KvK compared to Earth Camp, and just them depleting themselves will just make it extremely easy for 254 to easily get the stall, get the dub this KvK. But as Bunny said, it's not a recovery KvK, never a recovery KvK. There will still hopefully be fights, still will be showing up, but sadly, it is a really poor situation for our enemies. I don't know why they took it this way, but that is how it is, and I wanted to explain the whole situation, the KvK drama per se, for you all, as many people were asking me the situation in my streams, what's going on, and many people wanting to hear my take, my opinion on this drama. Please consider slapping that like button, subscribing, and putting on post notifications so you can always stay tuned if you like this type of content. And leaving at that, I hope that you wonderful people have a good woofin' day. Bye bye.
Bacon pancakes, making bacon pancakes. Take some bacon and I'll put it in a pancake. Bacon pancakes, that's what it's gonna make. Bacon pancakes.